So you're looking to add some RPGs to your Super Nintendo collection.
Of that, there are many on the Super Nintendo.
So today we are going to go over some top picks for your collection on some RPG games. So to start us off, we are going to do Secrets of Mana.
That's correct.
Yeah, and it is an action RPG, a beautiful game, and it plays kind of like Zelda in a sense.
Yeah, like the action style of it, even though I wouldn't call Zelda an RPG.
Yeah, no.
People would disagree with me there, though.
Yeah, it's the RPG element. It's just kind of as a reference point, and we'll put a little video up just so you can see it. But
Right.
It is a good game, and we do recommend it. And on this list, it's one of the cheaper ones on here. And
Really?
it's only $50 to $60.
People always talk about how much they love it and like the soundtrack and just like all these things. So I would just assume that it was more money than that. So
yeah, I'd be curious to wonder because this game was also on the Super Nintendo Classic.
Right. Yeah.
So I wonder if that affected the prices. I don't know. If you know, put a comment down below. But that would be my guess. But I don't actually know.
Yeah, and then like moving on from there, we're gonna talk about another big one, probably bigger than Secret of Mana. It depends on who you ask, but everybody loves Chrono Trigger. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty hard to argue with Chrono Trigger. It did get a re-release, didn't it? Like it was on the DS or something like that? I don't remember.
And it also had one on the PlayStation 1. I think that's a sequel, though.
Oh, there was Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
That was a different game. We're getting off topic.
No.
Anyway, Chrono Trigger it's quite something. Like it was the only first RPG I experienced that had like time traveling, and like that's how you accumulate your party. Like it's more traditional, like a turn-based style RPG, but like more than Secret of Mana, it has like a huge, again, like kind of this sweeping like JRPG story. It's a lot more like there's a lot more character-driven experience in that game. When Secret of Mana, the characters aren't as deep. So if you like that kind of thing, this is probably the right game for you. But I don't even have to ask him to know that Chrono Trigger's not cheap. Like
it is not a cheap game. $250 plus. Like it's a pretty expensive game. You might be able to save a little bit of money if you're okay with having one with the damaged label on it, but I mean that's personal preference.
Like
I would expect to spend $250.
We're moving into the territory of like the hardcore collector is even like he's sweating a little bit when he sees the prices for these kind of things. So we're kind of continue at your own risk sort of thing, because the next game we're talking about is kind of the Mac Daddy of like, ouch, this is going to hurt my wallet, which is Earthbound. Like, what can I say about Earthbound that hasn't already really been said?
Yeah.
I mean, like, we'll talk about the price in a minute, because that's kind of our shtick, but it's got the kind of funny, it's more humorous than other RPGs. Like, for a good example, my 7-year-old nephew remember when you sourced Donovan sourced a Super Nintendo Classic for him, and Earthbound is hands down his favorite game on the console. It is just, it's zany, and it kind of has that 90s like gross out humor going on with some really excellent RPG elements going on as well. Like some really interesting things going on. But I can tell you right now that if you are not a collector, there are other better ways to play this game, because Dom's going to tell you some prices here.
Yeah, $400 to $450 is going to take that home, yeah.
Like, do complete copies of this even exist? Like, I'm sure they're out there.
I mean, complete copies, you're looking closer to $3,000.
Yeah, like, and there's, sealed copy, set your price, right? Like, whatever you want.
I don't even know I don't think there is even a sealed copy out there from North America. If there is one, post the link in in our comments, because I've never seen it.
Again, I've never seen one in stores or whatever, right? And I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
And then our last game is 7th Saga. Known as being a really tough game.
Yeah, like punishingly hard.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though. Like when you start the game out, you get to pick between 7 characters, and as you're playing through the game, you end up running into those other characters, and you can team up with them, or sometimes you have to fight them. But it is a great game and cool overworld of exploring in it. Though, like we said, pretty punishing. It's a tough game and not that expensive. Only $60 to $70 to get it.
Cheaper in comparison than we just talked about, right?
Yeah.
So, that hurts a bit, but like all of these games are definitely worth playing. So like even if it's something you're not into, like
find a way to play.
Find a way to
if
play.
You don't
them,
want to pay
right?
for it.
So, yeah, and like tell us maybe there's people out there who have got excellent prices on all of these games, and we want to hear about this kind of stuff in the comments, right? So, your excellent Earthbound prices that I'm jealous of, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, tell us about your stories, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Super Nintendo videos.
Right.